Alright, so here we go, bit of a different start to a review video, but check out this absolutely beautiful 34-pound common caught over a brocard large in France using the lock hooks, and that's what we're going to be reviewing today. Been using them for the whole of this session. I've had 10 fish so far on Barbless, haven't dropped a single one, which is what the lock hooks are all about. So we're going to slip this one back and we're going to go into a big detail and have a look at the lock hooks from One More Cast. So the lock hook from One More Cast is a rather innovative design and something that I've been playing around with in my fishing quite a lot recently. Now I'm currently over in France, as you saw from that common earlier, and I've had 10 runs so far and landed all 10, which on Barbless rules I tend to find I drop the odd fish, but this session, as I say, I managed to land absolutely everything, and the hook holds have been absolutely insane. As you can see from this picture that I took earlier on just on my camera phone, the hook hold was absolutely insane, so far back in the mouth, and it was never coming off, which is what you want from a hook pattern. Now to look at, they're a slightly weird shape, but they do have a purpose. The whole point of the two bends on the top of the shank and the little flat section is to lock that hook plumb into place in the fish's mouth to stop the hook moving around, causing any damage, and also coming out. They have a slightly beaked point to help set that hook in the first place. Now I often find a straight pointed hook tends to be a tad sharper and easier to set the hook in the first place, but I do find that beaked hooks, once they go in, they tend not to come out so much. So it's something that I really like in my Barbless hook patterns. Whereas the actual shape of the hook, it is a really wide hook, and with one of their little liner liners or a little bit of shrink tubing, it is super aggressive. It flips really easily into the hand, and I think just having that little supple bit by the hook going into the fish's mouth, it gets absolutely nailed, and really deeply as well, which is the other contributing factor to why these don't fall out very often. Now out of the packet, the actual sharpness, they are rather sharp. I wouldn't say they're the sharpest hook on the market by any stretch. Obviously things like the Kamakura are going to be a lot sharper because that's what they're designed for. But one thing I have noticed is that with bringing the rods in after they've been out for a while, or even after playing a fish, the hook point is still really sharp after having fish. They're a really solid and durable hook point, which could be advantageous if you're fishing over gravel or hard spots or somewhere you might dink that hook on some weed or something. It's less likely to burr over like other hooks. Now they come in various different sizes. I've been using them in a size 4 and also a size 6 back in England on my standard slip D rig. I find the 4 is a really nice size. It's not too big like some of the size 4 wide gapes or some of the big long curved shanks. They just look really ungainly on the bottom. Set with something like a size 15 mil hook bait, they can look a bit weird, but this size 4 sits really nicely with a 15 mil or 18 mil wafter or a couple of bits of plastic corn, all that kind of stuff. And I think going back home to England, I'm going to be sticking purely to the size 4, as I don't see any advantage of dropping down to the size 6. So yeah, I've been really impressed with them. They come in at about £6.50 a pack, thereabouts, so they're on the little steeper side, but they come in 10s in a pack. And also the one thing I like about these is the box that they come in. They all come individually sectioned, so they're not going to be dinked over. It's one thing that still really annoys me with a lot of hook manufacturers, just chucking the packs loose in a packet, so the hook points are dinking around on each other, because by the time they've gone through the factory, they've gone through various deliveries out on the shop, quite often I'll throw a couple of hooks away from a pack that won't be able to be sharpened, or I'm having to sharpen nearly the whole pack. So having them individual keeps those hook points ready to go. And also means if you sharpen your hooks, you can just take them out, sharpen them and put them straight back into the box. So they're really ready to go already. So yeah, a great little innovative design, something that I'm going to be playing around with a lot more in my angling going forward. Definitely something that's worth looking at if you use a wide gape hook. It fits into most patterns that you'd use a wide gape hook for anyway. Spinner rigs as well, apparently they work really well for. It's not something that I use, so I haven't really tried it on those. So yeah, something really interesting. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried the lock hook, what hook patterns you're currently using. Make sure you click like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future reviews or videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.